Now, usually when someone approaches me and they tell me they want to keep local chickens, I will always ask them the question, why? Because for me, it doesn't make sense for someone to keep local chickens for commercial reasons. You want to make money out of it, you want to do proper business, and you want to keep local chickens. It is very rare that I will recommend you. But also note that there are lots of people who I actually recommend to start keeping local chickens because there are reasons and there are situations and cases where keeping local chickens is actually better than doing any other types of birds, whether it is commercial, parent stock, the layers and the broilers, those are commercials, or the dual purpose birds. And there are reasons, very, very good reasons. Actually, I've dropped another video right together with this video right here telling you why you need to keep local chickens. But in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you why you should not keep local chickens. So come on, stick around and don't miss out on any of the points. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Daniel, a retired medical doctor, one who gave up on his medical profession to chase my passions as a farmer. And on this channel, Farm Up, I give you everything that you need to know concerning farming. On this channel, I share about cattle, I share about goats and sheep, I share about chickens, I share about geese, I share about growing crops. Everything that I can on the channel, I do share. So come on, you don't want to miss out on anything. So just hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. That way you never miss out on any of my uploads. Now, the reason I rarely recommend local chickens is because of its slow growth. The local chickens grow really, really slowly compared to other types of birds. Layers, commercial layers, will start giving you eggs in 18 weeks. That's about 4.5 months. Broilers, they reach production, market weight, target weight in 35 days. Some people can even do it in 30 days. 42 days maximum. The bird is even up to 2 kilos in 42 days. You can imagine. But the local chicken, oh my God. It will take 6 months to even reach the point where it could start laying eggs. But they can even go longer than that. They could do 8 months, yeah? And their weights, honestly, compared to broilers, their weights are nothing. Most of them don't have very, very good weights. So what that means is that you have a very, very slow return on your investment, number one. It takes a really long time for you to get your money back if you're deciding to go into local chicken farming. You decide that you've got a chicken house like this one. Meanwhile, the chicken house is in a mess. We had dual purpose birds in this house. We had kept them in here, but we got them out and, we tried to clean the drinkers and the feeders. You can see the pan feeders over here. These are feeders that we used for brooding. So we cleaned them and put them in here, but of course it gets dusty. Then right there, I don't know if you guys can see, yeah, you can see some of the yellow feeders that we were using to feed the chickens. You can see drinkers in the background, yeah? You can see the red drinkers. Where are they? No, red drinkers over there. So we have drinkers in the background. There's lots of stuff right here. So the place is in a mess. But this house here, you wake up one day and you're like, I want to bring local chickens and fill them inside this house. So if you brought broilers instead, it will take you 6 weeks max. If you brought layers, it will take you 4.5 months to start getting eggs. But if you brought local birds, you'll be thinking 6 to 8 months before you can consider getting something out of them, whether it's eggs or selling them for meat. So ideally, just due to the fact that it takes really, really long for you to start getting any money back, that's already a problem. That's already a disadvantage of the birds. Number two, also because they take really, really long to grow, it means that it's very, very difficult to use commercial feed to feed them because it is too expensive. Just think about it. Imagine feeding the birds for 6 to 8 months before they can give you anything. The thing with local birds is that their feed conversion is really, really, really poor. They're not like broilers. For broilers, you'll just put in maybe 3.8 to 4 kilograms of food before the bird is market weight, 1.5 kilos, 1.7 kilos, you're selling it. For a local chicken to reach 1.7 kilos, trust me, you'll have put in lots and lots of feed, way more than 4 kilograms for it. So it's difficult to do commercial feed, and that means you need to think of other ways of feeding the birds. And that means you're going to be using either free range or semi-free range to feed your birds. And that comes with its repercussions. Number one, and most importantly, is space. Yeah. So if you don't have space, for example, inside this house here, this chicken house that I'm seated in, this is probably 8 meters by 16 meters, I think. This house here can keep around 720 birds on the inside of it. Now, if you wanted to keep 720 local chickens, you can't keep them in a house like this because Number one, it's going to be very difficult if you're going to be trying to feed them. It's going to be too expensive. So you need to get them out. You need to get them to free range so that they can eat, part of the feed from the outside. The thing with local chickens is that because it's too expensive, you need to find other creative ways of feeding them, and the most obvious is free ranging them. Free ranging them means you need more space. More space means that you're going to need to invest more money. Of course, it's going to become more expensive that way. These days it can be quite difficult for people to get space, land and space, because the population of the world is increasing. So you don't have an acre to raise 50 chickens, no? Do you? No, you don't. You could use that 1 acre for anything else, a lot of more important things, a lot of things that give you more money. So you can't use just a whole acre to raise 50 chickens. So in the end, it becomes very, very expensive, because if you don't have the land, it just doesn't make sense for you to keep the local chickens inside a small building. And like I've said, it becomes very difficult to keep the chickens in big numbers, because since you need loads of space to keep just a few birds, since they need to free range and pick stuff from the ground, eat the grass, it means you can't keep lots of birds. Like I've said, 720 birds, if I'm keeping layers, can fit inside this house. You can't keep 720 local chickens in here. It would be impossible. They would starve. But for commercial birds, you can put them in here because you can give them commercial feed. And you're sure in 4.5 months, they'll be starting to feed themselves, because you'll be getting eggs out and selling them. Also, because the birds have to free range and stay outside, it can be very, very difficult to control disease. Because the thing with birds is that diseases can come from anywhere. There are lots of birds of the air that fly everywhere. And so you'll have your local chickens moving outside in the compound, and then you'll have one random bird that has been to a farm somewhere come and land there. It's trying to feed on what the chickens are feeding on, and the bird will bring you a disease. It will bring you any of the diseases. Usually the people who keep local chickens might not vaccinate against things like Newcastle. So you'll have a bird bring you Newcastle, or it will bring you avian influenza, and then you'll be in trouble. Serious trouble. So it is very, very, very difficult to control diseases in a free range system. It's difficult. You have to put in place proper biosecurity measures, a completely no contact thing. So you need to make sure that people from the outside never even come around your area, because the birds are interacting with the grass outside. You can't let random human beings pass by, because a random human being could bring disease, and once the birds get sick, the whole flock is going to get sick. So it's very, very difficult to control them. Unlike in a more controlled area like this, if they're inside the house, it's really easy to control the diseases. No one comes in, no one goes out, the birds don't go out. So it's quite difficult to control diseases in a free range system, which is typically what you would be using for your local birds. And also, you need to think about security issues when it comes to the local chickens, because the birds are going to be staying out, like we've spoken about. You're not going to hire a security guard to just look after your 50 or 100 local chickens. It doesn't make sense. If you have a closed house where people can steal, but there's a bit of a deterrent, to come inside and steal, because the house is closed. Unlike a place with local chickens, you have to let the birds move out. And I've had lots and lots of stories from people where people steal their chickens. Someone is passing by and they pick one of the chickens, they take it. How are you going to stop that? So it's very difficult to maintain security if you're doing a free range system. So yes, I rarely ever advise people to do local chickens, because it's such a difficult paper to control. Very, very difficult. But like I've said, you can actually do local chickens. There are a few people who I can tell to do local chickens, and I'll give you all the advantages why you can keep local chickens in the video right here. So come on, just click on that link and you might be inspired to do local chickens. Don't take the advice only from this video. You need a comparison for the other side of the picture. Otherwise, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. Lots of love. Bye-bye.